got behind the 8 ball, and they came out playing the way they were supposed to play all year.
You were hitting the shots, obviously, big shots. So you guys climb back into it. At some point, do you just run out of steam?
No.
Not you personally, but
No. It's the NBA Finals, and we're down. We were down 3-1. There's no time to run out of steam. Recover with the days they give you in between and get back after it. But they were a lot.
Jared, what happened during that 21-2 run in the second quarter?
They just made more plays than we did. We supposed to switch on a couple. Supposed to switch on a couple plays. We didn't. They made us pay. One thing about this team, if you have any defensive laps, they'll make you pay at all times.
Jared, can you find much solace in getting to the final three? I know you want to win the championship, but what do you take from this game?
Try and even it up again next year. Just gotta get back to the drawing board.
thanks, Jared.
We had our chances tonight, and just couldn't quite get over the hump.
You feel like you just ran into a buzzsaw the way that team played through the playoffs, and certainly adding Durant?
Yeah, I mean, obviously they got better with Durant. He was exceptional throughout the playoffs and this series as well.
Why was it so difficult to sustain that first quarter? I mean, you played very well in the first, maybe midway through the second. What did they do? What kind of things turned the
just hit shots. I mean, we try to contain it and keep it a half-court game, but they continue to push the pace, and they play really well when they do that. So there were times where we were fanning out trying to get to that three-point line, and then they back cut us and they get a layup. So we're just trying to protect everyone's back, and got caught up in a few situations that weren't good for us.
Given there were like a handful of times where Durant had a hand in his face, I know you had a couple where he just hit it. Do you almost have to tip your hat to a guy like that? Like
yeah, I mean, you got to get a half step up. With all those guys there, those three guys can really shoot the ball with him and Steph and Clay. So you almost have to just keep being up an extra half step, try to make them put the ball on the floor. But after that as well, you got to send another guy because they're good playmakers. So just continuous efforts, and we had that throughout the series.
Kevin, you had that second foul. Obviously, it looked like you were pretty upset about that. How did that kind of change your game?
Yeah, I mean, set the tone for the rest of the game. That first half was, ugly. Fourth quarter, definitely try to get going, offensive rebound, clean up the defensive glass. But yeah, it's just that set the tone. It was poor.
So, when guys are doing that, it's definitely tough. So you gotta give them credit. They're better and stepped up when they needed to.
Tristan Ty was very emotional. We could see walking in here the locker room. What was it like in here with the guys, just knowing that the ride's over this year?
It stings. It hurts. It hurts us all. Guys, we all sacrifice for the betterment of this team, and you guys see it, and you see how hard and how close of a group we are. And it starts from the top. Coach Lou and the coaching staff, they put a lot of time with us and got us prepared and gave us, it was good game plan. But we just fell short. It hurts right now, but it's just got to be motivation to get better over the summer and be better for next season. Thank you.
We've talked so much about KD and the impact that he's had throughout this series, but beyond the obvious, where was his impact felt the most for them, do you think?
He made shots at crucial moments. There was a stretch in the third quarter where, he was the only one making shots for the team. Everyone else was missing, and we were making him take tough shots. But, the guys we had on him, Bron and RJ, they made it tough for him, got him off his sweet spot, and, Kevin's a good player, so, he made some shots, and definitely helped him a lot.
Specifically having him, how did he impact your guys' trap, which had been so effective in Game 4 and throughout the postseason?
When he was running the pick and rolls?
Yeah.
It's good job finding guys. At the end of the day, he didn't really split our blitzes. He just really made shots in the mid post. That was his impact of the game. that's what he did in the game. You know, got on the right block and faced up, jab, made about 3 or 4 of them. So, you know, they're all great contests. You know, sometimes you just got to live with them.
Everybody said that if you guys didn't win a championship, it was going to be unsuccessful. But do you take any sort of pride in the fact that because of what you did last year and the way that you did it?
Last year's over. Last year's over. The Warriors won. You know, they won the championship. It hurts, stings. Guys left on the floor. Right now, you know, I can't sit back and think about shit. It's tough right now, but gotta hold your head up high. If you left on the floor, it is what it is.
How much do you think this disappointment pain will drive all you guys this summer?
Drive all of us, especially myself. Just gotta get better. Gotta get better. Win, lose, or draw, you gotta get better. Every summer, you gotta get better. So that's motivation right there.
Questions for Kyrie? Yeah, we got the boom mics around the room. Please raise your hand for questions. Any questions? Dave, right here on the left side.
Kyrie, Dave McMenamin, ESPN. When you, in the moment now, reflect on this series, how do you view the gap between you guys and the Warriors?
I mean, you feel obviously the disappointment of losing. A lot of decisions that you'll replay throughout the summer. You can't forget this feeling. But they beat us fair and square, and you have to give them credit. And got to talk to a few of the guys after the game. Clay, Steph, KD, a few other guys, and just congratulate them because they beat us fair and square. And you got to give credit when credit is due. No malice, emotions from our end. Just, obviously we're disappointed. It was a long year. This has been probably the longest year and a half of my life, hands down. So, just a test of will, a lot of individual adversity as well as collective adversity that leads all up to this moment. You don't come out on the successful side. And still, it's no time to wallow in any sorrows or anything like that. Just congratulate the other team like we did, and then we move on. So
you mentioned it being a long year and a half for you. It was game number 100 of the Cavs season if you add postseason and the regular season. Were you playing through anything tonight outside of the wear and tear of all those games accumulated?
Man, after I hit my my dang knee on the floor, after that my little back started to tighten up, and as the fourth quarter started to happen, a lot of shots and layups that I normally make, they just weren't falling. So that kind of took the wind out of my sails, and but it was other things that kind of led up to that moment for us, for them to create that separation of the lead. You don't want to create any excuses for just being beat fair and square. That they're a great team, and they did that, and they took away some things that were working for us in the first half, and then in the second half they a little bit more physical. But it was just overall a great series. I don't want any type of excuse or anything back in between the Warriors beating us fair and square. I've never been that type of person, so no, I was fine. It's the finals, so obviously everyone's hurt, but it makes you just got to raise up your your mental and physical attitude and just go out there and play, which we did tonight, but we didn't come out in a successful end.
Chris in the back row.
Chris Fedor, Cleveland.com. Kyrie, when you lose to a team fair and square, as you said, all losses are hard, obviously, but does it become easier to digest this one because of the way that the series went?
It's never easy to digest any loss. We lost, so obviously there's some positive things you could take from it, but it's nothing to easily digest or anything like that. Next thing that I'm looking forward to is, getting these couple weeks off, and then we get right back to it. So that's just the grind of the game and things that happen within the game. You know, you let go, you leave them where they stand, and you collect the troops up again, and we get ready to go do this thing again. So they have an incredible team. They beat us, but I'm pretty sure we'll be back and we'll be ready to battle again. So.
And even though tonight was the clincher, how much are you going to reflect when you think back on the series? How much are you going to reflect on Game 3?
What do you mean? Just what I would take away from it?
Yeah.
I mean, the reflection process will come in its totality of the whole entire series. You want to kind of put a reasoning behind, like, okay, if we win Game 3, maybe this is a different series. But if we don't take care of it in the moment, then, I mean, we picked ourselves back up. We battled in Game 4. We came back to San Fran. We tried to set another goal in order to get back to Cleveland and play at home. But we didn't accomplish that. So, like I said, you just pick yourself back up and you keep pushing and you keep going. And, it's fueling me inside right now. I could feel it. I'll talk to all my teammates, look them in the eye and tell them that I'm proud of them because it was an unbelievable season. We dealt with a shit ton of adversity, excuse my language, but, I mean, the daily evolution of what you can accomplish on a day-to-day basis when you are around so many different individuals that makes up an organization. Man, there's so many moving parts, and I couldn't be, more proud to be part of an even better organization, including my teammates that I'm around constantly every day. So, there's a few takeaways that you can take away from the series, but only room to go is to grow from here. So.
Last question on the right side.
Dave Schilling, Bleacher Report. Reflect, if you can, on these last 3 years with LeBron, what you've seen, the magnitude of his performances, and specifically this finals where he's averaging a triple-double.
Oh, man, that guy is, I think that some people would say that he's on the toe of, he's on the line of greatness, but that guy is way over. Man, he's freaking awesome, and, as a student of the game, it would be a disservice to myself if I didn't try to learn as much as possible while I'm playing with this guy. Every single day demanding more out of himself, demanding more out of us. The true testament of consummate professional in understanding how things work, not only just in the game but off the court. Things that matter, just taking care of your body, understanding the magnitude of what the goal is at hand and what steps it takes in order to achieve that goal. You can't skip any steps, and that was one thing that I came to understand, because as a young player you want everything to happen right now, and Bron's been in this league for a while now, and he's seen every which way, from on the court to off the court to dealing with some of you guys to dealing with the whole world of just choosing a side, whether you want to believe in him or not. He's still coming, and that's the type of guy that I want to be with every single time I'm going to war, because I know what to expect. And you stand your ground too with a leader like that. You don't want to take a step back. You move to the front line with a guy like that, and you want to bring your game up to another level. And that's what I'm going to continue to do, because I know that if we continue to be with one another and keep utilizing one another, man, the sky is the limit. So, I've learned a lot, and I will continue to. And I couldn't be more proud of that guy, man. He left it all out there on the floor, and I mean, to average a triple-double in the freaking finals, man. Add that to the LeBron long list that everyone keeps forgetting. So,
thank you, Kyrie.